And speaking of the Jet Propulsion Lab, we just have done an extensive uh, amount of testing and decision making, and just announced that we have a viable plan for return of the samples from Mars. So everything that you all are doing on the station is going to get us ready to go to the moon, and then the station.
Protein crystal growth is an incubator at elevated temperatures, and that's what they've been. Apparatus just about 3 racks in front of us on the aft side flew on the shuttle, and we're
have resulted in
protein crystal growth. The past 2 years I've been studying, but we jumped into the procedures.
Damaged Southern California. Have you all been? Speaking of fire,
we jumped into the procedures just like we've been trained. We fire up our analyzers to make sure there aren't any combustion products, and we just charged off.
Speaking of fires, there is a raging fire that is starting to really seriously damage Southern California. Have you all been able to see that out the window of the space station?
Our orbit has not cooperated yet. We've been able to observe the fires in the Congo region, their annual slash and burn that they do for taking care of their agriculture, and they're visible both during the day and at night. You can see the flame fronts at nighttime, and as soon as we get either day pass or night pass over Southern California, we're going to be using the photo equipment that I talked about earlier to record that and share it with everybody on Earth.
We really appreciate that, Don. I think being able to see wildfires from space is just one way that NASA, both from the space station but also from our other Earth observing satellites, is trying to help in this terrible wildfire situation. So just keep everybody there in your thoughts and prayers. And we're kind of worried about the Jet Propulsion Lab and our staff there. So I know that they would appreciate your thoughts.
And speaking of the Jet Propulsion Lab, we just have done an extensive amount of testing and decision making, and just announced that we have a viable plan for return of the samples from Mars. So everything that you all are doing on the station is going to get us ready to go to the moon, and then eventually to Mars. And in the meantime, we've got a viable plan. We're bringing back 30 titanium tube-filled cores from the surface of Mars.
Is there any thought about bringing them to space station first before we bring them to Mother Earth and do the initial stage of analysis on space station?